Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, the 3rd of December, and yes, we have a brand new background. Now, before we get into today's video, be sure to hit that like button and drop me a comment, and please do subscribe because it helps us a lot. We've just hit 15k. The next stop is 20k, so let's do this together. Now, I don't make huge predictions, and today I am making a huge one. I believe that the ETF approval is coming this week. Do you want to know why? Let's get into today's video. Now, as you can see, now you will see me on top of the articles, so it looks mighty fine. Anyway, so Grayscale is bringing on a new managing director ahead of their ETF decision. Now, this is as well as Plus Argo and Bastion hiring senior executives, and a lot of applications are currently out there for processing. Now, Grayscale, of course, are one of the leaders when it came to the ETF application, and they are looking for more and more staff. Now, I am going to skip forward slightly in one sense and have a look at the price of Bitcoin right now. As you can see, it's at $39,445. We have called the top exceptionally, so congratulations to anybody that did look at that video yesterday. You can see the ranges of which we're monitoring. Now, we're at the top of that range. We're looking pretty good, in my opinion. Reminder, the top of that range is $39,450, and the bottom of the range is $38,000. Now, what caused this huge wick here? In my opinion, it's the pending ETF approval. We're seeing more and more positive news stories like this coming out, as well as some court papers suggesting something could happen pre-Christmas. My personal belief is that we could see some ETF movement in the next 7 to 10 days. Let's sit tight. Today's the 3rd of December and see what happens. The next story is from Spain. Now, they are cracking down on North Korean conspiracies. Now, they actually weirdly play a crucial role in the global crackdown because they arrested Can de Benos. Now, in a significant development, Spain's authorities have arrested Alexandro Can Benenos. Hopefully I've pronounced that right because I'm terrible at pronunciations. But he is a key figure linked to a North Korean cryptocurrency conspiracy. Now, the arrest occurred in Madrid at one of its train stations. But what is notable in this story is, like Do Kwon, the Terra Luna founder, he was traveling on fake travel documents, yet was still found. So clearly the criminal charges will be piling up because really, you can't travel on fake documents. This is common sense. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Now, notably, in 2022, this person actually received a 5-year prison sentence for their involvement in many crypto scams. So let's see how it plays out. But this is a great step forward for getting rid of more bad people out of the crypto space. Now, the next story is from the SEC, and one of its veterans, former SEC employee, John Reed Stark, not the superhero, this guy's from the SEC, has come out and said that crypto is a mammoth Ponzi scheme. Now, we're used to language being used by ex and veteran staff from many traditional finance sectors and regulatory bodies, and we're no stranger to that. But some of the comments that have also come out is that pretty disappointing, to be honest. I mean, we've seen some significant L's again this week for the SEC. We saw the court case ruling judge come out to the SEC and basically say, you have been giving us false documents and information in this, court case, which is rather misleading. This, to me, is just kind of a political game, trying to get headlines. Monmouth Pansy scheme? I mean, guys, come on, we've got to be better than this. Let's move on to the next story. Now, in the UK, lawmakers are warning against a hasty rollout of the digital coin. Now, British legislators are scrutinising the risk and benefits before contemplating a retail digital pound amid evolving cryptocurrency landscapes and privacy concerns. Now, within the UK, we are seeing very strict rules coming in from the FCA, which would pave the way for some form of digital currency in the near future. However, we are seeing more and more traditional finance settings and backgrounds and banks and authorities coming out and urging an air of caution. I think something that the UK is doing very differently is they're looking to regulate before they enforce. They are bringing out strong regulatory advice and it must be followed. And I think starting from the ground up, I will say this, I'm very proud of the UK because I personally really do believe they're ahead of many, many countries around the world, if not the leading country right now for regulations on the crypto space. And I'm actually backing the UK in the next 12 months to really take the lead. Now, on the topic of the UK, now regulations are going to be huge in 2024. Now, the Bank of England is targeting stablecoins, and they really want focusing on this around the rules of which they are used, not just in the UK, but internationally. And could this see the formation of a Bank of England stablecoin? Now, I don't like to start rumours and conspiracies, but the language of which the Bank of England are coming out and using, you would say that they are definitely looking at something along those lines. Could it be the British pound, or could it be something else? Now, them two stories really do link in, and I've got to say, I am approaching this with an actual air of excitement. Now, Ripple has locked their escrow this month, and to be honest, we've seen this several times now. It's not unusual, but it's over 1 billion XRP, and to be honest, we didn't see too much price movement. We will have a look at it a little bit on today's video, but you know, let's have a look at it short term. We saw it pump from 61 cent up to 62. Now, traditionally, we've seen much bigger pumps, so people now, I would say, are getting a little bit more, okay, yeah, it's the norm. If you look at the last 7 days, you would argue that, well, we've just been sideways trading. So there wasn't too much of an overwhelming reaction. So what I always like to say is don't fall for the headlines. Go and check it out yourself. Now, North Korean hackers have ciphered over $3 billion in crypto in the last 6 years. And this probably comes back to that, story from Spain that we started off with. There's a clear clamp down, is that the right word, on certain areas of the world and the way in which they operate with cryptocurrencies. Now, when regulations come and certain countries even look to maybe create their own stable coin or interact within the crypto space much more, they need to get a better feel on it because ultimately countries like control. Now, you're going to see many more stories like this, in my opinion, in the coming weeks and months up to the peak of the bull run, because I do believe in the bull run we are going to see some aggressive language used by huge organizations and governments around the world. And let's see exactly how this one plans out. Now, let's get into some of the figures. We did touch on Bitcoin, but we are going to touch on it one more time. I honestly do believe that the next 12 hours are going to be critical for us in the way we next move. Can we form a nice aggressive candle up into the next range, or are we going to kind of filter down slightly and maybe break down towards that 38k mark? If we don't and we are aggressively into the next range, well, the top of the next range is a very, very, very ambitious target at around $42,400. So an increase of really around $2,000, which is significant, around 5% of where the price is at right now. Let's have a look at Ethereum. This is the one that really does excite me. Yet again, we've called these ranges magnificently since the beginning and the creation of this channel. The bottom of the range is $1,958, and the top of the range is $2,177. As you can tell, the price right now is $2,161. We are almost at the top, but look at those mighty formations. We are seeing that in the areas we have monitored. Congratulations, of course, nothing here is financial advice. Let's see what happens. I strongly believe we may see a test of the top and then a bounce back down, but let's see what happens. Nobody knows. That's the beautiful thing about crypto. Now, let's just break this down. The Fear and Greed Index is at 74, which suggests more positive buying pressure than yesterday, with a global cryptocurrency market cap increase of 1.87%, up to $1.48 trillion, which is significant to say the least, isn't it? Let's just say that. Now, Bitcoin in the last 24 hours is up 1.55%. Ethereum, star of the day, is up 3.07%. XRP is up 0.88%. Solana is up 5%. And it's still not my star of the day. What is going on there? It's outrageous, I know. And Dogecoin is up 2%. Let's have a look at Crypto Bubbles. It's a fantastic resource. I like to see things visually. Look at it. It's looking mighty fine and magnificent. Things are looking good on a Sunday. On a Sunday, you'd expect to see much more red than we are seeing right now. To me, I'm happy on this Sunday morning. It's very early here in Dubai, but we are having an absolute ball. Hopefully you like the news backgrounds that we've got on our videos. If you have enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit that like button, drop me a comment, and we're going to keep bringing you some more updates, all of the latest crypto news and better crypto video quality with the sound and all of the light productions that we're trying to buy and improve. And that's because of you. 15,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Let's bloody go.